Morning Chelsea fans, this is the Chelsea news in 5 minutes with me, Chels Daft. 5-minute video, latest news stories for you. What more could you ask for? Hit that subscribe button for me and the bell for notifications. Let's get cracking. Welcome along guys, there's plenty in this video. There's the Southampton game and the fallout from that. There's an update with Callum Hudson-Odoi and his situation after being heavily criticised, and Atletico Madrid ahead of the game tomorrow. Let's start with Southampton. Now, drop points, disappointing performance, players seem to just be off it. We couldn't have that final ball, the final pass, lacked killer instinct. An article that appeared over the weekend from Football London, Thomas Tuchel needs to find answers to avoid becoming something Frank Lampard was at Chelsea. And they make a real good point. And just to take a clip from their article, they point out the fact that Thomas Tuchel is 7 games unbeaten as Chelsea manager. We're yet to score more than 2 goals in a game. Yet we're more solid defensively. We're conceding less chances, less than 1 shot per game on average, with an own goal and Takumi Minamino's as the first opposition player to score against us in 7 games. But it's brought to light a common theme that's been evident since Tuchel arrived at the club, and it's creating chances. We need a shift in the mentality. We've been stuck playing this way for ages. We've been sitting watching games like this before where you dominate but you just don't create anything. Chelsea, they just need something to happen. Switch the formation to 4-2-3-1 to get the best out of the wingers that we got, because I do generally feel for Hakim Ziyech, Kai Havertz and Christian Pulisic that they're going to be stunted and limited with their actual playing time based on this particular formation. And another interesting point from his post-match press conference was when Thomas Tuchel was asked, has he been employed at Chelsea to get the best out of their most expensive signings? He reacted and said, my job is to win games, not to put some expensive guys together. I absolutely don't agree. Now, that's an interesting point, because obviously people are thinking, need to get the best out of Kepa. We keep hearing the board, keep championing Kepa and get the best out of him. You've got the record signing, Kai Havertz. You've got obviously Ziyech, Pulisic, 50-odd million. So you just have to wonder what he's going to do. He's been talking about the structure after the game. He's been talking about the fact that it's not the tactics, it's the players. And to a point, I agree. It's a shift in mentality that's needed. But Chelsea just need to lift their head up at times and play that ball first time. And let's just say this. What's wrong sometimes with a long ball over the top? So to the topic of conversation all weekend, Callum Hudson-Odoi, heavily criticised by Thomas Tuchel after the game, having come on at half-time as a substitute and half an hour later being taken off. Just to reiterate what Thomas Tuchel said after the game, he said, we brought in Hudson-Odoi, but I was not happy with his attitude, energy and counter-pressing. I took him off and we demand 100%. I feel he's not in the right shape to help us. Now, since then, he's obviously had time to think about it. Maybe there might have been some internal communication. He's come out and spoken again, this time to the official Chelsea website. And what he said is this. He said, it's not a big thing at all for me. I've spoken to Callum and I've spoken to the whole group. Sometimes these things happen in football and it was just my decision. Maybe I was being harsh on him because he's on my side of the pitch and I was up close to him. But I did not feel that he was really into the game. I didn't think he was totally sharp, and that's why I took a hard decision on him. But that decision was in the moment and for that day only. For me, this is absolutely not a big thing, and it only becomes one if people want to talk about it. He then went on to say, Callum has been fantastic for me so far, and it's on him to show me that every game and every day in training. I want him to show me that he's a reliable guy for the team when he comes in from the bench, like he is when he starts. He's started a lot of games for me, and in this instance, he's taken a hard decision. He must swallow it, come into training ready to work ahead of Atletico, a game which he has every chance of starting. Obviously, things are said in the heat of the moment. I think the situation with Callum Hudson-Odoi, fair play. If he didn't think he was up for it and he substituted him, I think fair enough. He could have said after the game it was purely a tactical decision because he wanted to change things further and left it at that. But the fact that he come out and publicly criticised his attitude, not necessarily his counter-pressing, not necessarily his energy, but he criticised his attitude, and it's a big, big call for Thomas Tuchel to make 7 games in to his role as Chelsea manager, with one of the brightest talents in the country being criticised in public. Let's see how Callum reacts. Let's see how the rest of the players react to what happened against Southampton. But there's every reason to be positive heading into Atletico Madrid. And that reason is they suffered defeat the weekend, Atletico, and they lost Jose Jimenez, one of their main defensive sort of stalwarts at the back four there for Atletico. During the game, he went off with an ankle injury and is a major doubt for the game tomorrow. Thomas Tuchel will do his pre-match press conference later today. There'll be an update video from me coming out late tonight around 9 o'clock, so make sure you stay tuned for that. It's the 5-minute news, and if you've enjoyed the video, drop a like on it for me, subscribe to the channel, but make sure you hit the bell for notifications so you're notified when my videos come out. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments section about anything discussed in the video. See you guys later tonight.